Yes, indeed, this is Professor David Steinberg. Yesterday, Mitt Romney made a very nasty, very personal attack on Donald Trump that really lacked any substance at all. But he floated another idea that I wanted to talk about briefly. This is the quote unquote mainstream Republican Party. This is an idea they floated, and now Mitt Romney is talking about it. It's the brokered convention idea. Romney's talk was entirely negative. Now, Romney could go and work for Marco Rubio or John Kasich or whoever he wanted. But that wasn't what it was about. It was just a long, nasty personal attack on Donald Trump. The sort of thing that that Mitt Romney was complaining that Trump does. Well, that's what he did. But he also, again, came back to this idea of brokered convention, and this is what Romney is urging people to do. If the idea is to vote for somebody other than Trump and somebody who has the best chance of winning the state, so the notion would be, and I mean, it's not even coherent, but the notion would be in Ohio you vote for John Kasich because he can beat Trump there. And then in Florida, you vote for Marco Rubio because, at least theoretically, he can beat Trump there. Marco Rubio is trailing very badly in the polls, but, that's the theory. And then I guess in states where Ted Cruz is polling strong, you vote for him. The notion is to deny Trump enough votes to lock up the nomination, and then you go to a convention, and then you have a brokered convention where Trump is thrown out and some sort of quote-unquote mainstream figure is drafted to run for president. It's pretty clear what Mitt Romney has in mind here. The mainstream figure who would be drafted would be him. That's Mitt Romney's fantasy. But it's a fantasy. It's an unbelievably stupid idea as well. Ted Cruz said this is a stupid idea, and it is. It's dumb. You have to be dumb as a box of rocks to think about this. Because if the Republican Party tried that kind of stunt, you would have millions of people who have gotten interested in the race because of Donald Trump or because of Ted Cruz, or one. Those are the two main candidates. I guess a few people vote for Marco Rubio here and there. But, because one, or John Kasich, because one of the candidates in the field. And you tell those people, we don't care about your votes. Your votes mean nothing to us. Of course, the Republican Party, you understand, has a long history of doing this. They promise people that they are going to oppose immigration, illegal immigration, I should say. They promise people that they are going to secure the border, and then they never do. In other words, they lie each election cycle. They have a dreadful record of failing to care about voters. In the view of, I guess, the quote-unquote leadership of the Republican Party, most voters are just morons, and you just use them. If the Republican Party tried a stunt like this, you would have millions of people flee the party, and it would be the death of the party. It really would be the death of the party. I can't see people voting for a Republican ever again, because what the hell's the point, If we're just going to strip people of their votes. Right now, Donald Trump is winning by really a massive margin. And I don't see that changing. One other point, too, this whole notion that you're going to deny Trump the nomination. It's just ludicrous. One of the biggest primaries upcoming is New York. Who's going to beat Trump in New York? Ted Cruz? He's criticized New Yorkers. I don't think so. Marco Rubio? Come on. John Kasich? Come on. And then you have New Jersey. Another big state with a lot of delegates. Who's going to beat Donald Trump in New Jersey? He has Chris Christie's endorsement. I know not everybody in New Jersey is a huge Christie fan, but Christie won the re-election as governor really very easily. So a lot of people in New Jersey think very highly of him. Who's going to beat Trump in New Jersey? Nobody's going to beat him in New Jersey. The fact is, Donald Trump, in all likelihood, barring something remarkable happening, is going to be your nominee. And all that this stuff, this sort of insider stop Trump nonsense is doing, is alienating voters. You want to lose the general election, Mitt? Which I think you do, to be honest. But if you want to lose it, this is the way you do it. And again, it's very different. If Mitt Romney really thought Marco Rubio was the best person for the job, said, I'm going to get behind and campaign for Marco Rubio. Fine. I think it would hurt Rubio, to be honest, because Romney's so incredibly unpopular. But he has a right to do that. But that's not what he's doing here. And that's not what a lot of these the quote-unquote, or some people in the quote-unquote Republican leadership are doing. They're talking about not, campaigning for a candidate, but campaigning against Trump. It's incredibly negative, and it just shows incredible disrespect for the overwhelming majority of voters who have, or not majority, okay, fair enough, overwhelming plurality of voters that have given Trump just a commanding lead to this point. And there's really no particular reason that we're going to see things change. So, this is just pure fantasy, but this is Romney fantasizing about how he's going to be the Republican nominee. If he was, he would run a campaign that was, I'm sure, just as dreadful as 2012, and it just ain't going to happen. So talking about this really just is the best thing you can do for Hillary Clinton. Is that what Romney has up his sleeve? I don't know. It's hard to imagine he's dumb enough to think that this is really a strategy that, would achieve anything other than a massive Republican defeat. But who knows? Maybe Mitt Romney really is that stupid. I don't know. This is Professor David Steinberg.